Hello everyone, welcome back to the 20 years of Call of Duty, and we are on with our last level that we will be choosing for Black Ops 3, Sandcastle. Let's get straight into it. We know what the setup is now. We'll get straight into the safe house. We're going to use our default loadout for this one because I remember this being quite a tight map. We'll definitely want assault rifles. But this is quite a standout level, Sandcastle. It involves a bit of flying, a bit of a jet, so a bit of a throwback to that throttle level that I'm never going to stop going on about. If you were to ask me right now what's the best level I played, it's still that Throttle and Advanced Warfare. Despite the fact that I do love this game, Black Ops 3. Well, love's a strong word, but I really think highly of it. So let's just have a quick look at our loadout.
We're launching an air assault on the aquifer drilling platforms, where we believe Taylor and Moretti are holed
Yeah,
up.
that would be the one to use. So yeah, I've got... What have we got here? You've got quite a few of these, haven't we? Sensory buffer, reduce shock. You know, this is what I've been using. This basically is what's making grenades go away in rockets. Extremely useful. I believe that's a revive system. There's some pretty cool stuff here. I think a Call of Duty campaign that lets you, use attachments is always hugely appreciated. Let's use this. Why not? Let's unlock and equip that. Might as well try something different.
Full support of the Egyptian army.
How do they do it, Kane? Even under the grip of the NRC occupation, they don't lose hope.
Maybe one day the WA can repay their allegiance and give them the support they deserve.
Sorry, I just wanted to let the game talk ahead of me. Hopefully Black Ops, the next Call of Duty, I know I've talked about this point a lot, about what the next Call of Duty is going to be, apparently set in 2030. Hopefully it can really develop and flesh out this world like with the NRC. Maybe it could set up the Egyptian conflict. I mean, how cool would that be if the first few levels were in Egypt and you were fighting as Section, who I assume you're going to be playing as David Mason? It would make sense, right? You might as well stick with a character that we know. So, let's get into it. That for me would be the smart thing to do.
Tell me exactly what happened when you interfaced with Hall.
I saw things I can't explain.
I think that's the best way to explain that last level. It was just crazy.
Inside her mind, inside her memories, inside her thoughts. She was frightened. She didn't know what was happening to her. I saw the human test subjects from the Black Project in Singapore. Something inside them.
I suppose if I had a bit of a major flaw to point at this game, it's got variety in its gameplay. I'm not about to say that, but there's no like stealth levels in this game, and I'm not saying you need stealth, but there's no level where you're ever sniping. But I suppose on the flip side of that, the game lets you pick your loadout, so you can kind of do what you want. But I think to probably watch this game, it's probably been the least entertaining. I know it's a bit of a bold statement, but it has just been long stretches of shooting, which, as a player, me playing the game, it's brilliant. Because Call of Duty shooting is the best thing it does. It's probably the best series out there for shooting. It is, as we know, it's right up there. That's why the series has gone on for 20 years, because they nailed it pretty early on. It's not really changed that much since COD 2.
One thing at a time, Hendricks. One thing at a time.
But even so,
Break formation and take them out.
it's not. This one in particular doesn't do a right lot, as I say. But we've got some. This is the one moment where I must admit there is plenty of variety here. Now this, so you got to lock on if I remember. You're not actually really, you don't fly it. I'm just remembering now. So this is similarly a bit of a mess, like Throttle, but it's probably not as fun, I must admit. But it is quite fun. It's like the second level you do in the zombie campaign. Let's get lined up. Now we need that red icon. There we go, let's fire some rockets. I swear he's just taking a rocket straight on him. But I love the location of this. There's the pyramids there in the background, and this like oil rig. The oil rig always brings up good memories in Call of Duty. I'm sure everyone remembers Modern Warfare 2's fantastic level. The only easy day was yesterday, I think. Isn't that the SEAL's motto? I only know that because back on the PS2 days, there was a great series called SOCOM, US Navy SEALs, and on the back of SOCOM 2, It said the only easy day was yesterday. If you ever played a SOCOM, then yeah, you were blessed. That stuff was awesome. So we can fly a bit here. Let's get our revenge on that annoying boss. Oh my god, I'm taking damage here. We are just laying siege to this, but even in other games I love like sections like this. Remember Killzone 3 had that section? That wasn't like an oil rig as such, but it may as well have been. And you started in one of them, you know, like little like conveyors. I don't know how to describe those like things that you use to move in the air in Killzone. They didn't look very safe. But you got to use the minigun and then using the jetpacks. That was a lot of fun. You can see our head's a bit screwed up because we just saw a giant crow. Whoa, that's an enemy. What is that thing? That looks like a dragonfly. It looks like a moth. A moth with machine guns. There we go. I do wish I'd almost chosen to show more of this game off because it's a lot of fun. Let's land here. Right, we're gonna need to get him killed. I can't remember what Hendrix is whinging about here. That's the only problem at this moment. There's so much mad stuff happening, but the plot's trying to keep moving and explain a lot. The main thing to know is shoot people and take over the damn thing. Remember this being quite a pain on realistic as well. So yeah, this format's been a little bit different. I haven't picked a level I dislike because I don't really have an outright level I dislike. Probably the last level. I dislike that last level, but that last level goes on a long time for me to do a video on it. If you're wondering, my problem with that last level is it is just boring. You have to do the same thing 3 times, and it's very clear you're doing it 3 times. You can sort of see the game being a game, if that makes sense. You know, it's almost like you can see the code of it. Let me just set that up for Kane. But I just thought that wouldn't make for too interesting gameplay. I'm going to take the rocket launcher because we're definitely going to need it. Watch this for muscles. How about that? No messing about. So this is simple. Just protect Kane.
I can take it from here. Cover me. What the hell are you doing? Get back.
I'm right here. Stop you whining.
Where are you going?
All right. Kane doesn't like me at all wandering, does she? Jesus. I am backing you up. I'm just getting battered. Oh, Kane's been killed. Well, so have I. So we both lost there, love. Yeah, we're definitely on record deaths for this one, aren't we? I don't remember this being so tough. I remember having a bit of a rough time with it on realistic. But the whole game was just like a rough time because, as I said before, any difficulty level that allows you to die in one hit has the, you know, any section has the potential to be difficult. That's why Uncharted Brutal was such a brutal challenge, funnily enough. I do quite enjoy difficulties that are sort of one-hit deaths for the player, but I prefer ones where the enemies also die in one hit. One of my favourite difficulties I ever played in a game has to be Metro, the Metro series, the Hardcore Ranger, I believe it was called. That stuff was awesome. You know, you died in like very few hits, but so did every enemy. It made it a real hardcore game because I actually don't think that series was that good. If you just played it on normal difficulty, I think upping the difficulty made those games a hell of a lot better. And the same may apply to these. I mean, I always thought Infinite Warfare is a prime example of this. I think that game on Veteran's a bit boring. But stick it on that Specialist difficulty, and you get yourself a hell of a game there. Because it's a lot more visceral challenge, and we'll talk in depth about what Specialist difficulty is like when I play it. It's just know it is a lot of fun. So yeah, it's clear you've got to remain near Kane. She's not wide at me once yet. Whenever they do a moment like this, you just know they're trying to linger onto the nostalgia of in the estate level in Modern Warfare 2. When you had to protect that laptop that was downloading. And just as a throwback, that that laptop on Modern Warfare 2 had some seriously bad... oh my god, what are they? Thank god I had some... Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I just got melted. Okay. Oh, thank god there was a checkpoint. I did not even notice the checkpoint that time. I'm getting worse at this. Right, I need that. Yeah, just remember, every time I get shot, imagine that's a death. Although, interesting point, I don't think you take... The enemies are nowhere near as accurate on realistic. I mean, they just couldn't be. This mode wouldn't work. The mode won't work. Jesus Christ. I'm not going anywhere, I'm dead. I noticed it said that then. Let's hide here behind the forklift. Very future-looking forklift. Like, for anybody that cares, I drive forklifts, and mine doesn't look like that. Try that again. It wouldn't be a bad idea to attack a drone, I suppose. Oh, man. I noticed that. That looked like one of them. Yep, I thought I saw that. Wow. I've only got to do this 3 times, so we're making a very terrible start. Oh, I didn't mean to use that. That was a mistake. Right, I need to kill that spinning ball bomb thing, because that ruins the whole day. Like, I can survive grenades, I can't survive them. Wow. I'll just get my head down. That was tough. Don't die now.
Let's get out of here.
Agreed with that sentiment.
We got more enemies to deal with.
On our way.
And you want to talk of a really good trilogy in games, Metroids. You can't go much wrong with that. Oh, hello guys. Ah, grenades. Let's just get down here for a minute. You know, Metro 2033, Last Light, and Exodus. I think you'd have to play the... stop shooting me. There we go. Right, time for payback. You definitely have to play the Redux version, particularly for 2033, because I think the original was a pretty buggy mess at times. Still a fun game, like. Right, let's have it. It's quite obvious to me, by the way, by how this jet plays. This is trying to be a big throwback to the last level of Black Ops. If you remember when you're using the chopper on the the Rusalka. That's what that thing was called, wasn't it? Oh, there it is here. The broadcast station. What a cool game Black Ops 1 was. I give it such a hard time when it came out because I just wanted Modern Warfare 3. And then Modern Warfare 3 came out and I didn't even like Modern Warfare 3 that much. I still don't think it's that good, it's just we've had so much worse since 2011, haven't we? Sometimes you really don't appreciate what you have, I suppose. But that's doesn't just apply to video games, that applies to a lot in life, doesn't it? I remember this distinctly, playing this on Co-op Realistic. As soon as you landed, you generally saw, you know, one of your teammates' names. Somebody needs to be revived, basically. That's all you saw. And then the second you went to revive them, you were also dead. Oh my god, will you go away? Get a life. Why is my prone blocked? Can you not reload and prone or something? I'm sure that's shooting me. It is shooting me. What the... Get it away from me. Right, I'm getting annoyed. What? Go away. It's not blowing up, whatever it is. Ignore it. Ignore the haters. Now, I might be going senile, but I don't think I've mentioned this point yet, but you'll notice this video's longer because I've decided I am going to do just to keep it to 1. I don't think splitting it makes any real difference. Keeps it nice and concise. And don't worry guys, because soon we can do Infinite Warfare, and these, more importantly, that was what I was going to say before my brain completely went mental. I will be able to do the special thing that I mentioned on Infinite Warfare, the Modern Warfare Remastered, And I think you seriously guys are going to enjoy that. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot less serious. Well, not this isn't serious, but it's not going to be trying to be analytical or making points about Call of Duty. We're just going to be having some, you know, unbridled fun on Modern Warfare Remastered. My original plan was just to try and pick one level and play it, but I thought, I think that this format will get... I don't want to make this format too tired and bored, so we'll keep it varied. And I think what I'm gonna... What I've got planned will definitely keep some variety and fun in proceedings. For Infinite Warfare, guys, I will be ditching this format again. I won't be doing 3 levels I like and 1 level I like. I will do 3 main levels, and because that game was the first Call of Duty to ever have side ops, or side missions, whatever you want to call them, I'm going to feature one of those. Just the one. There's quite a few. Infinite Warfare is quite a long campaign, and similar to this one, it takes its time a lot. You know, you can take it at whatever pace you want. You can just do the 7 main missions and have the game done in a pretty quick time, but you can take your time, do all of the space battle missions. You can do all of the side missions, which are standard and varied. It's really good, a really impressive campaign for the time. And then we get onto the crap, in my opinion, that is World War II. I don't think we ever fully recovered. Having said that, I've waxed lyrical about Black Ops Cold War. When we get there, I'll wax lyrical even more. I have no idea what 3 levels I'm going to pick for that game, because I just love it. Right. Let's land. There's Taylor. It feels kind of weird for the main villain to just be called Taylor. It's such like a standard name. Like, I'm not complaining, but it's quite funny. I mean, our main character is called Player after all. Or did I decide he's called David Evans? I can't remember.
That is a hell of a swim.
So if I remember... Yeah, we got some underwater shooting. Oh, our brain's going loopy.
Imagine yourself in a frozen forest.
He said the line. Oh, we're struggling. So we don't have that much oxygen, do we? We'll also have a boss fight at the end of this level.
Stay with me. Breathe.
Why? Why were my systems shutting down?
I checked your diagnostics. You're showing the same symptoms as Hendricks. Probably the same as Taylor's team.
Symptoms of what?
I think the AI software running the Black Project made the leap to organic. Your DNI was the gateway. It was born inside the test subjects, and now it lives inside all of you. Slowly taking control. Slowly driving you insane.
How slowly?
Maybe days. Maybe hours. It seems to be a distributed system. A hive mind. Growing from the experiences.
Maybe one of the reasons I give this plot a little bit of slack, even though it's poorly presented, is I do enjoy plots where there's a ticking time bomb. Metaphorically, that is. I don't just like games where there's literally a bomb that's going to go off. You know, I like 24 Season 2, but I don't need everything to be that. But in this one, you know, it's, you know, you're close to dying pretty much. Or going insane, rather, not dying. You know, I think of Metal Gear Solid 4, where you're told that, you know, Snake's going to be dead by the end of the game because he's going to turn into a big biological weapon.
I'll do what needs to be done.
And a similar theme there, where, you know, if things go wrong, we'll have to shoot ourselves.
Outside the military, outside the CIA. There are places we can go, places we can be safe. Please, listen to me. Stay with me. They ain't a real threat.
But yeah, I feel like the whole relationship with Kane isn't particularly done well either. But it's because basically Kane is Taylor's girlfriend, so you're getting that whole mixed up. I just wish that revelation had been better handled.
Up here, ready weapons.
Because I don't think anybody was ever more confused by the end of this game. Because when you end this game and you know you clear the virus, somebody asks what your name is, and you respond with Taylor, and that led to people being like, "What? What does that mean?" And we got these interesting fan theories, and it turned out, oh, you are quite literally Taylor, just living his experiences before you die.
On me.
Oh, she's dead.
Kane, do you read me? Multiple contacts headed your way. Get out of there!
Taylor and Moretti.
They knew we were coming.
Kate, you have to go now. They're trying to box you in. Do you copy?
I'm sure we've got robot enemies here. Yeah, we do. Isn't my memory superb? I feel like the most iconic thing of this game, though, those like bombs that chase you and blow up. Oh man, thought I heard one then. But yeah, is this still the weirdest Call of Duty? Genuine question. I feel like it's gotta be, hasn't it? Ah, I forgot to do the... That's the one. This cool ability. Right, I think we've got some underwater combat here. This unrealistic. Oh man, this was painful because you can't use your abilities. And of course, if you know one hit kills you, like you just go around the corner there and you're dead, basically. And you got to imagine, of course, when your friends die in one hit and you go to revive them, you're all on very limited oxygen. I mean, the oxygen's pretty generous. This isn't exactly Tomb Raider on PS1, but it's still enough for if one of your mates dies and you're having to try and take cover. It's still enough for it to get pretty dicey.
They just keep coming. The NRC assault is relentless. We are struggling to gain a foothold in this fight. We need more air
Yeah, I tell you what, guys, that's on my wish list. That is on my serious wish list for the next Call of Duty. If it's 2030, I want to learn more about. I want to be in this conflict. I want to see the formation of the NRC. I want to see a lot done to make this game's story and universe better. Could totally be done while telling its own fun story. There's so much. The Black Ops universe, if you want to call it that, or world is far more. There's far more interesting themes to play with than there is in Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare is quite a closed circuit, which makes me think you should just pretend that Advanced Warfare and Infinite Warfare are part of it. At the very least, they could do something with that. But Black Ops has got such variety. I mean, it goes obviously back to World War II with World at War. We've got the Black Ops, which has got all kinds of fun and still stuff you can do with it. And Black Ops goes right from the 60s, right up to now in 2065. I don't know when Black Ops 4 is set, but that didn't have a campaign. And we'll get onto that mess at some point. It's a real shame, because that's just a waste of a Call of Duty, is that, isn't it, really? I'll never forget when I first played this, because I was desperately trying to fly it with the left stick. It took me ages to realise that you don't need to do that, because you aren't in charge of flying here. I'm purely using the right stick. I'd still take this over World War II's damn flying any other day. And I think Vanguard's was pretty bad, but what wasn't bad in Vanguard? I think we've got a little bit more clearing up to do. More crows, we are going insane. So this is exactly like Black Ops 1 on the Rusalka with the chopper, where you were covering your teammates that had landed. Not Woods, because he was dead. Do you know where they literally killed Woods in Black Ops 1? They must realise what a mistake they made. No one can ever tell me that they totally planned for Black Ops 2 and they were like, oh, we were always going to bring Woods back. Did they buggery? That guy was dead at the end of Black Ops 1. Yeah, the guy stabbed Kravchenko and clearly got blown up by a grenade, and he dies at the exact same time as Bowman. That was definitely friendly fire. That was blue on blue. Oh man, that stuff made me laugh. I never forget the Black Ops 2 trailers or whatever, when they showed that, you know, Woods was alive in a wheelchair, and it was like, what? He's dead.
Too late. He's on his way out.
Wait. When it was functional, the drought made this platform a target for pirates.
So the reason I think Taylor is like a funny name is because you got to think that's COD 4. You had Zakhaev, Makarov. You know, you had names like that, didn't you?
Lock it down now.
Although I suppose General Shepard was a pretty dull name, isn't it, Shepard? Not dull, but it's just not. It ain't Zakhaev, is it? I guess that's, you know, Western bias. Let's go through the middle. Can we do this?
Copy. We're joining them now.
I'll never forget, this was a video, this is very 2009, 2010 YouTube. There was once a video on like top 10 Call of Duty villains or something like that. And it had all the people like Steiner, Kravchenko, Dragovich, you know, Zivchenko, Zakayev, Makarov. Zinchenko's a football player, if you're not aware, he plays for Arsenal. Weird comment. Definitely got that mixed up. Zakayev, Makarov, you know, I had all them cool people. And then number one, I was like, who's going to be number one here? Because I can't think. And then it dawned on me, and predictably, it was Hitler. It was like, I don't think you can count Hitler as the villain of Call of Duty just because you fight Germans. Oh, but it did make me laugh. It was proper like 2009 YouTube video with like a blue background, this white writing, generic like just rock music, very American rock music at the time. When everybody was like trying to be like Foo Fighters, I guess, or Nirvana on the back of that. I won't get into a new music debate, but yeah, I think you can kind of guess what music I mean, if you can remember those noughties days. But yeah, I just remember number one Hitler, and it was just a picture of him. I just thought, yeah, I suppose he is technically number one villain. You've definitely fought his troops the most in the series, even now. Yeah. You've got to laugh. It really made me chuckle at the time. Right. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed watching Black Ops 3. As I say, I bet it's not been as enjoyable watch as Advanced Warfare and Ghost, because those missions are short, a bit more concise. I've definitely had to pad these out with my commentary and think a little bit more ahead of time. But thankfully I enjoyed this game, so I found it a breeze to play and enjoyed to talk over. The abilities have definitely probably make it a lot more interesting to watch. My deaths have probably not. Or my in-caps, as the game calls them. That was annoying, I thought I did that really cleanly then. I don't need that, I need... Should we send out a swarm? Why not? You guys haven't really seen the swarm. The swarm is like, well, it's a swarm that goes out and burns people, basically. You've seen it there on your bottom left. It's a pretty cool ability. Spoofs decoy targets and enemies, burst a robot into flames. Yeah, there's cool abilities, but that bottom one is just by far and away the best. Kind of makes a lot redundant. I mean, look at that, it just cleaned the area out. I don't like that blasted World War II mission. Nobody's coming back alive to get me. Yeah, one of the best tactics on Realistic is to just get by one of those crates and just constantly throw grenades and then resupply. Basically pretend you're playing Rainbow Six Vegas. I think if people ask me what makes me sad about games nowadays, that was a cool ability. I didn't know I could do that. I think it's the fact that, you know, we used to get games like Rainbow Six, Ghost Recon, and we still get those games before you all shout at me. But as someone who liked playing single-player campaigns, it's such a shame to see where those games are now. Like, I have no problem with multiplayer. I just don't play a lot of it anymore. It's just not something I have the capacity to have time with. And I'm very much in the minority. Most people prefer that, and that's fine. More power to you. But did all that have to come at the cost of us who like the single players? And I know there's deeper meanings to that. It's not because people just enjoy multiplayers and therefore they make more of it. It's due to what we've done with monetization. That is not how you pronounce that word. I butchered that. It's all to do, of course, with microtransactions and just making money out of it, if you want to boil it to the most basic form. But it's such a shame it's come at the cost, because I used to love like Rainbow Six and Ghost Recon games. There was some real hardcore stuff, especially back on PS2, and I don't see why we can't still have them. You know, why can't Rainbow Six Siege have a campaign mode? You've got the most beautiful assets that Ghost Recon or Rainbow Six has ever seen. You've got great map design. Why can't I get a campaign with using all those assets? You'd have thought after all these years they could have made something like that. It's just, it's the way it is, I guess. It's a real shame. And yes, I know Ghost Recon has, you know, 2 single-player campaigns with Wildlands and Breakpoint, but they're not what I really want from Ghost Recon games campaigns. I enjoyed Wildlands. I played it with 3 friends. I don't think I'd have enjoyed it solo. But it just isn't what I want. I don't want open world. Oh, I remember this. On realistic, you can just die here before you even know what's going on. That shouldn't happen here. We get a cool slow-mo moment. I want my abilities. I need abilities. Okay, that worked. Just about. But yeah, I don't want open world Ghost Recon. You know, it's just not. It's not for me. I think the biggest compliment you can give Ghost Recon Wildlands is that it's basically what Metal Gear Solid 5 would have been had that had co-op. But when I heard that compliment given to it, I just thought, well, I just want Metal Gear Solid 5 co-op, like Peace Walker. I don't want a knockoff version that isn't anywhere near as good in terms of shooting. Well, it's better in terms of shooting, but nowhere near as good in terms of stealth, and either map design or enemy design. Or even just to downplay and how the game feels. But yeah, if you've got 3 friends that'll play Ghost Recon Wildlands, you'll have a lot of fun. I just wish Rainbow Six could get a game, because I was definitely brought up more on Ghost Recon. I remember playing a game called, like... Is it called, like, Jungle Storm or something like that? The PS2 had a lot of these, like, co-op games as we got a bit more insane. Going to see a bit of snow, a bit out of place here. Yeah, he had a lot of games like that. As I say, I mentioned SOCOM. Those were great games. It's a shame that series died. Partly due to the fact of the PlayStation Network getting hacked, if you remember that, back in 2011 or 2012. It was 2011, wasn't it? Man, that was like the end of my world when I was like 14 or 13. I think looking back, it was only like, what, 24 days that PlayStation network didn't work. But at the time, that felt like a lifetime. Oh man, if you had a PlayStation 3, you know, you were getting ragged on for a long time by the Xbox guys.
Hendrix!
Nice, easy kill.
Slow down!
Hendrix is going a bit more mental.
Hey, listen to me!
He's progressively going through years of the life, you know, he's starting at 2016 and now he's at 2022. He's getting more and more insane as the world just gets crazier and crazier. But the reason, if you're wondering why did SOCOM die, it's because SOCOM 4 was heavily going to use, you know, network features with co-op campaign and online and stuff, and I think it literally come out 2 days or a week before the network went down. It just killed the game's like marketing and, you know, sellability.
It's been there since you interfaced with Diaz. It's the same thing which is inside of Taylor. You've lost perspective on the mission, on Taylor.
What? Taylor exposed a conspiracy that goes right to the rotten heart of the CIA and the Winslow Accord, and that makes him a target.
No, Kane has been monitoring our diagnostics.
Kane? Yeah, she's the one pulling the strings, has been all along. She is the CIA fucking A.
That's enough, Hendrix!
What? Well, you don't believe me? Oh, you're just getting a little bit sweet on her now.
Yeah, you can't trust the CIA.
Making
I'm with
plans
Hendrix.
for a nice house in the country and a perfect little family. Didn't I tell you not to trust her? You're losing your head!
She's messing with my mind. What about what's going on in that pinhead of yours?
I feel like he's starting to sound a bit like Charlie Day when the player that is when he starts ranting. I just heard that then and couldn't unhear it. I've realised how little I've actually talked about this level. I've enjoyed it. I've gone on some right tangents. Here's the boss fight though. It's basically, there's not much to it. You've got this guy, you can see the red laser, very Sniper Wolf in Metal Gear Solid 1 this. It's just a sniper who will pop you up and kill you in one hit. And the trick is to just go up here and get around him. Unrealistic, it's a goddamn nightmare. But I'm going to just stop saying that because you've heard it enough times, you're sick of me saying it. Oh, there's another link. He said, personally guarantee your safety. If you're a real hardcore Black Ops fan, you'll know that that's what Hudson said to Steiner. No, not Steiner. It was called Clark, wasn't it? On that mission in Hong Kong, on the rooftops. What a level that was. Man, I wish I had the ability to record those games and put them on YouTube. You know, if Xbox let you upload to YouTube and have the editing features that the PlayStation had, that would have been done, guys. 100% I would have done from probably COD 2 onwards. I might have done one level on COD 1. It'd have been a lot more spread out because it would have been longer and I wouldn't want it to get too boring, but oh man, we could have had a lot of fun with that. It's a real shame, but whatever. It was not to be. Right, let's go for it. This is quite a mad dash. Ooh. I'm sure he kills you in one hit. But oh my god, that is enemies. Check these fools out. But I believe I was saying about tactical shooters on the PS2. Yeah, you had like Ghost Recon, Rainbow Six. And there was another little series called Conflict Desert Storm. If you played that, then you're a real, you know, top G, because that was a bit more out there. It wasn't as polished as those other products. In fact, the first game got really ragged on by reviews. But that was set in the Gulf War. And when the first game came out, it was 2002, we hadn't invaded Iraq again looking for Saddam's WMDs that didn't exist. So it was, yeah, set in 1990 in Kuwait and all that cool stuff. I say cool stuff, that was a genuine war. I shouldn't say phrase it like that, apologies. But you know what I mean. It was set in 1990, and then you had a second one as well, which, you know, covered a few more sections of the war in 1991. And that was like not a co-op, although you could play it split screen. It was a tactical squad-based shooter, that's what they were bloody called, weren't they? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Big sniper man, gonna shoot me. I think we've got him here. This is like the Last of Us sniper section, actually, isn't it? That's a better comparison. Oh, I think the scripting's bugged out. You see the objective marker still down there? How annoying is that? So I'm going to have to go back down there now. Great. At least I assume that's what I'm going to have to do. So I have to say, this is probably one of the buggier Call of Duties. Oh my god. Yeah. For stuff like that. Oh, you've got to overload something. What a dummy. So it's not glitched, I'm just dumb. There is a difference. Right, here we go. This probably lets me open the door, I guess. Apologies. That's me talking about PlayStation not work. I'll never forget when somebody kept saying that to me. They kept saying PlayStation not work. I was like, oh god, will you shut up? I'll never forget that morning, the first morning it didn't work, because I had a friend over. The usual like sleepover shit that you did back then. Are you kidding me? I don't get invincibility frames for that. Thank god there's a checkpoint. Because I was like, I'm sure I was like 13, 14. And so me and a friend had spent all the night playing Killzone 3. Because I was showing it. He was not Halo, I was an Xbox guy. He actually didn't play Halo. I know, they do exist. They're strange people. Imagine owning Halo. Not Halo. Owning Xbox but not playing Halo. Or Gears of War. I couldn't get my head around that. Crazy stuff, really. Is there a way to stop myself getting shot here? I can't select my abilities. What's the crack with that? Whatever. Right, don't shoot me, please. There we go.
That should do it. Go get him ready.
Right, we can get him now. But yeah, we kept trying to sign on to PSN. And it just wasn't happening. And I thought, it kept on saying it was down for maintenance, which happened now and then, so that was fine, that made sense. But then after 2 days, I was like, that's not normal. And then, yeah, the pieces came out, we were hacked. If you've never seen this death animation before, this is pretty cool.
You're a traitor. Your truth has killed more people than you can count.
I know we did what was right. Can you say the same?
Sparta. Oh, that's a brutal kill. I feel a bit for Hendricks, because these are like properly meant to be his mates, aren't they? And he's like, they ain't just being shot. They're either getting their minds melted,
Put him down like an animal.
or put down like an animal. That's worse than putting someone down like an animal.
We've been doing
Booting them on a spike.
for more years than I can remember. You can't tell me that you're okay with this. Moretti was one of ours. So was Hall, and so was Diaz. So what, we gonna make it a clean
Listen out for
sweep
that Charlie
and
Day
choose Taylor
if the
next?
player starts going mental.
If you're so keen on us helping the CIA keep their damn secrets, then maybe I should put a fucking bullet in Kane's head right now!
Hendricks looks a lot like Nathan Drake. A lot of things are...
Listen to me. The only reason you're not sitting in an Egyptian army brig right now is because no one is coming to help us.
Yeah, that ain't very Charlie Day.
We're on our own.
I don't hear it anymore.
You're all I've got. Besides, you're my friend.
These guys have battered each other about 3 times, but still mates.
The NRC have launched a missile barrage. You need to get out of there now.
That's real bro. That's real bro power, that. So I think it's as simple as escape. Oh, screen shaking. This is like, oh, do you remember when we did this in COD 4 with the boat? In Crew Expendable?
You need to get out of there.
We're going to do it again, but it's not going to be as cool as that. It's hard to... Oh, he's gone. It's hard to put into perspective how good COD 4 was, isn't it? Looking back, because I think you sort of had to play COD 2 or 3 to just know what a step up that really was in quality.
Hangers this way.
But I believe this is pretty much the end of the level, guys. I think we make a run for our jet, and that will be about it. But it's quite fitting that I end a level that involves some jet, because we'll do a lot of space battles in the next one. But yeah, that's the mission, guys. I really hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you enjoyed Black Ops 3 as a whole, the 4 levels that we chose. I very much went heavy. I put 3 levels in the campaign that are back-to-back. Wasn't really intentional, but those were levels I just wanted to play, and it's just how it felt. I could have picked some other ones like Hypo Center or Vengeance. Vengeance is a good level in Singapore. It's got a real brutal death at the end where you burn an enemy's face in a cutscene, and you see it properly melt. It's really visceral. Especially for a series like this, which can do brutal violence like World at War, but nothing quite like that. We died, 6 times on that one, so we did this one on Veteran. And that'll be it for levels. We get to stay in this beautiful safe house. I kind of wish I was willing to do more, but we'll keep it low-key because I have run out of things to talk about with this game. I don't want this format to get tired or boring, so I'm keeping it strictly what we were keeping it at. But yeah, guys, the next one's going to be Infinite Warfare. I may even do that little special treat of Infinite Warfare. Modern Warfare Remastered, sorry. That I've hinted at, but you've no idea what it's going to be, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I might do that next just to break the pace a little bit and do something different. I'll do my standard rating of the campaign. This one is a 7.5, very close to the 8 mark. It's a definite step up from Ghost and Advanced Warfare, but it's not quite in a league of its own of being fantastic. It's just got a few fatal flaws, particularly with that story not adding great context to the action. It can feel like a bit of a mesh at times. You don't really know what's going on. And I spoke about the lack of variety at times with some of the levels, although having your own loadouts and be able to pick your own equipment is a hell of a lot better than that sometimes. But I just wish it had varied it up a bit more. In terms of combat arenas, it's fantastic. You've always got so many options to go. That's actually probably one of the more linear levels, Sandcastle. But yeah, 7.5 I think is fair. Next one will be Infinite Warfare, but we've done 2 of the mediocre ones now, and this is a much better one. The series, at this point in 2015, is back on track, but there's still a few more years to go for those up and downs as we carry on the 20 years of Call of Duty. I'll see you guys for next time for Infinite Warfare with the most hated trailer of all time.